G'day everybody, it's me again. Had an interesting find on Gumtree. It's a JAP 55 stationary motor. I'm not very familiar with these old things, so please excuse me. This is my first real foray into a really old machine. Obviously I've got the little Sax motor, and I've dealt with, you know, all sorts of stationary petrol and diesel engines before, but never anything this age. It's mostly complete. Obviously needs some repairs and some upgrades. Like that, I don't know if you can see, but that exhaust is completely blocked. It's going to have to come off and be unblocked or replaced. There's a spark plug half stuck in the head, so I may have to remove the head to fix that. That one just seems to have a plug in it. I haven't looked yet. Has leads, but they're looking pretty sad. Most important part, the only reason I bought it was because it still actually has its magneto. It looks like it's intact, even though it's got a strange looking 4-cylinder cap on there. I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. The governor's there, carby's there. There's a strange, I don't know if that's meant to be where fuel comes in, or maybe even paraffin, because I read somewhere that these were a paraffin and petrol engine, so I don't know how that works, but I suppose I'll find out. And overall, yeah, the gentleman did actually say he'd find the air cleaner for me, so hopefully he does. And it'll be nice looking original. It's got a centrifugal clutch on this end, bearing in there. I don't know if that's meant to be held in place by the clutch or what, but that bearing seems horrible. Gonna have to replace that, or take this mechanism off for the moment at least, if I want to get it running. Magneto still clicks, it still turns. But no spark as such. Don't really want to keep doing that too much, just in case something gets damaged inside there. That'd be a real shame. The oil cap. This is what was really interesting to me, is that the oil inside. Come on, son, where did you go? The oil inside is still pretty clean, considering it's been in there for 30 years by all accounts. I suppose if it hasn't done much work in that time, it's not going to be such an issue. The fact that the oil cap came off without too much mucking around was a very good sign for me, you know. Like if that broke off or something, that'd be devastating, you know. Try not to misthread that when I put it back on. Aluminium block. Now I think there's some iron liners in there. Or that's your head maybe. Don't know how that works. I'll find out. Yeah, I suppose this is a good time to ask if anybody's got any information or repair manuals or anything like that for these. I know it's probably scarce as hell, but I saw on one of the engine forums they have a user's manual, I think it was at least, a technical manual. That'd be very useful for me. Find out, like, you know, what's the second port in the carburetor, or is that just, you know, I mean, obviously this thing's been taken over by paper wasps, because that almost looks like bloody, looks like paper wasp mud. I wonder if that cylinder's full of, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pull it apart and verify everything. I mean, don't even know if the valves are moving. The valves might be stuck, you know, so probably will be a good pull apart project maybe. Except I want to do it when I've got the time and the effort to be able to go through it a little bit each day, rather than just pull it apart and leave it in pieces for a million years and things get lost. I really don't want that to happen. It's too nice for that. And yeah, maybe in the future when I get it running, maybe I'll have to actually do some work, like run an alternator or something, you know. We'll see. Anyway, there's not much else to say or do with that one really. Not until I can start to get into it anyway. I'd like to get into it, but yeah, we're doing this instead. Got the wiring harness out of the Syrian and started chopping the engine harness, well, chopping the ECU free anyway, so I can run the ECU in another body without too much trouble. Yep, alrighty, too much waffling. Thanks for watching.